What? You can't play Battle Rape on Twitch? I'm shocked. Rayplay, that sounds like a perfectly legitimate game. There's a game called Rayplay, apparently. All versions of games rated adult only, including the following: Hatred, Fahrenheit, Manhunt 2. Mature rated versions of adult only title are permitted for including...
What did you get me into, Ed?
I don't know.
I have a reputation to uphold.
Oh shit, Nixon. Nixon chat.
Yeah, but I gotta mute this so I'm not reading over everyone.
You mute your
I'm gonna mute TeamSpeak.
TeamSpeak.
Alright, well I'm gonna go do a bit of this guy and enjoy the gong showness on... Oh, I wonder if multi-Twitch works on this.
It might.
I mean, it's not a fucking iPad piece of shit, so...
Alright, the bicycle road race is known as a really harsh sport.
I'm gonna go and,
Hill climbing in the middle is hell too.
Start a salt line.
While putting strain on every muscle in your body, you have to continue pedaling without any brakes to climb a steep hill.
So I can see everybody's Twitch feed in one?
At this time, I always think, I can't do this anymore. I'll make this race my last. Even though I think that every time in the end, I still take part in the next race.
Oh, there you are.
I've endured severe training so that I don't put my feet down halfway through the hill climb. Why do I do that? Because once I finish the hill climb, I'm waiting for my reward.
Link removed.
Oh, yeah.
Bravo, Ryan, bravo!
Ed, when I say something, I follow through.
Wait, what?
Go to Ryan's right now, Steve. It's
Nothing compares to the feeling of cutting through the wind. As I race down the downhill section at blistering speed, at that moment I feel an incredible rush. Then I realized that I've forgotten about everything. The pain of the hill climb, the strain of every muscle in my body, and the days of hard practice.
Link removed.
It's not a matter of whether I win or lose the race.
Yeah.
I just enjoy it. That's why I continue to ride. And that's how it should have been.
Alright, let's try that.
Alright, I'm gonna bail too. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yep.
User disconnected from your channel.
I still didn't have much life experience at that time. It was something beyond my imagination. Suddenly, without warning, something was taken from me. I could also say shut away or lost. However, to directly express the emotion I felt at that time, taken is the word that fits best. So there was one thing that I learned. Life isn't all about having fun.
Just to make it even harder, right?
I gained a lesson in life.
Actually, it's stupid hard enough as it is.
Channel switched.
The thing I lost was everything. I let myself get depressed about this, but I should have thought about it a little more. If something could be taken from me so abruptly, then something could be given to me just as suddenly. The wind blew. A gentle but strong wind. It would not be unreasonable to call it an encounter. What this could be the start of. Even now, there is still no way for me to know. I hope all you viewers are enjoying this. And remember, it's for the children. The windmill is turning. People are overwhelmed just because of the size of such enormous things. This unnatural silhouette serves as a function, but to those who don't know what that is, it would appear to be something very bizarre. With so many lined up like this, it could be said to be even more overwhelming. But why is that? The sight of the white windmills lined up on the green hills somehow seems so picturesque. This is amazing. To think something like this could even be made. At the very least, 5 years ago, there was nothing here, just a wide open space. I heard they were going to build a large-scale renewable energy research facility. The cell phone in my pocket vibrated to tell me I had received a text. It was from a Chan. To Oi, did you arrive here already? Sorry, I couldn't come meet you. My name is written using Chinese characters read as Oi. It's a difficult character and is often mistaken for Midori. Incidentally, whether it's Oi or Midori, it is often mistaken for a girl's name, which causes a few problems. I'll quickly write a reply. I hardly ever use text, so I find the key touch awkward to use. I got here a little too early, so I'm going for a stroll. The windmills are amazing. Okay, send. The reply came quickly. They're great, aren't they? It's the new famous spot of Thirmuri. If you have any problems, contact me anytime. Ah-chan. Thank you, Ah-chan. As I sent the text, I sat down on the grass. This place on the hillside, so far from where I was able to gaze at the lake, and the town that stretches across the opposite bank. The rapid redevelopment of the town of Kazgura meant that the remnants of the old buildings from the Showa era are intermingled with the modern architecture. The view expresses both the past and the future at the same time. Something white flitted across my field of vision. For a moment, it looked like one of the windmill's blades had come flying off, but there was no way that could happen. Is it a paper airplane? I got up and headed down the slope to look for it. The paper airplane glided gently, eventually lost its momentum and descended. Gotcha! I ran ahead of it, did a small jump, and caught it in midair. Where did this come from? Flying from? Judging by direction, it had come from the top of the hill. At a time and a place like this, could there be someone here besides me? I took the paper airplane with me as I climbed up the slope. Just as I was able to see the top, a sudden gust of strong wind blew the paper airplane out of my hand. Ah, hey, wait! I chased after the paper airplane and ran up the slope. Then, just as I finally caught it, There was someone on top of the hill. It was a girl sitting in a wheelchair. Looking fleeting into the distant sky, a sudden breeze blew her hair, and she combed it back with her fingers. Against the background of the blue sky and windmills that spread across my view, the girl's black hair and white blouse looked incredible. It was as if I was looking at a completed work of art. The girl noticed me. First I thought I should make an excuse for why I was there. It was like I had stepped into her world without permission, and I started to feel guilty. She's not saying anything. Some guy had just suddenly appeared, so perhaps she's being cautious. To show her the reason why I come here, I held out the paper airplane. Did you throw this? The moment she saw it, her facial expression stiffened. She looks like she's welling up. Suddenly, tears appeared in those delicate eyes. Huh? What? The tears that had welled up in the corner of her eyes came running straight down. So, it got to you? As I watched, great big tears came rolling down her cheeks. Huh? Ah, hey? Without thinking, I walked up beside her. What's wrong? Do you hurt somewhere? As she shook her head, she touched the hand that I had unconsciously held out as if she were clinging to it. Her hand was small and trembling. I was scared. Squeeze. She gently squeezed my hand. It's okay now. I didn't even know what the situation was. However, as I answered, I squeezed her hand back. Quack, quack. Ow, ouch! Before I knew it, there was something like a chicken at my feet, and all of a sudden it started pecking me. Ow, that hurts! What is this thing? Stop that! Stop that! Hat! Hat, it was called. Calm down at her command. Quack. Is it a duck? With a yellow beak and white feathers? It was a duck that looked like a chicken. For some reason, it was wearing a hat. I'm sorry, it's because I was crying. It seems like he mistakenly thought you made me cry. Ah. So this is how surprising it is to be suddenly attacked by an animal. However, thanks to that, it looked like she had stopped crying. Is the towel okay? I don't carry a handkerchief around with me. As I said that, without waiting for her to reply, I took a hand towel out of my bag. Of course it had been washed, so it was clean. Thank you. Why were you crying? If it hurts somewhere, that's not it. As she answered, she pointed to one of the wheels of her wheelchair. It had lost its air and had collapsed. You got a flat tire? Because of that, I've been stuck here. I've been stuck here for an hour already. That's a terrible thing to happen. Just a mere flat tire for her is like having her legs taken away. Don't you have a cell phone? I left it in my room. She answered, dismayed. That's why I thought of another way to call for help. That way, if there is somebody who can get my SOS and come here for me. SOS. Oh, this? I opened the paper airplane that I still had in my hand. I'm in trouble. Someone help me. I'm on a windmill hill. So when someone arrived carrying the paper airplane, she felt relieved and started crying. Now she was fine, but until just now, she was shaking. That must be how scared she was. Hold on a moment. The bag at my feet rustled as I rummaged around inside of it. When she saw the tools that I had taken out, she seemed confused. Would it be okay for you to get out for a moment? Why? I'm gonna fix it. You can't go anywhere. You have a flat tire, can you? Well, yes. But, would you be able to give me a hand? Of course, getting out of the wheelchair, not easy for her. What should I do? From the methods I've seen on TV, the care workers do it by embracing them from the front. We both looked as though we'd imagined that situation and froze. I think I'll do it myself. Excuse me a moment. Huh? Eek. As I put my arms around her sides to her back, I suddenly lifted her up. Whoa, she's so light. Because she was much lighter than I had expected, there was a little bit too much momentum. Before she could grasp the situation, I put her down on the soft grass. I'll have it done soon, so hold on a moment. Sure. They are made in the same way as bicycle tires. I immediately started on the repairs. She's behind me, so I can't see her expression, but I had a feeling I was being stared at with contempt. As I was quietly working, the duck was waddling around me and pecking at the soil. Is this duck your pet? No, he isn't. We're housemates. Housemates? I thought I'd go outside, and he started to follow me. Hat, don't go too far. You'll get left behind. Do ducks recognize their own names? When he's called, he responds by turning his head, by turning around. Hey, he's pretty smart. Yes, he is. That's why he's so much trouble. He's always getting into mischief. As I looked at the duck, I saw her legs laid out on the grass in my field of vision. So she can't move them? There are a number of reasons why people need to use a wheelchair, but it looked like she had a disability in her legs. When I picked her up just now, her body stiffened up with surprise, but there was no strength at all in her legs. The duck returned from his little excursion. While walking around her, he would occasionally try and jump into her lap. Get off me, she said as she made him get down again. As I watched this exchange from the corner of my eyes, I fixed the flat tire. Boys are great, aren't they? They always walk around with those kind of tools. That's not really the case, though. I sometimes carry them with me. This is the first time I've sat on the grass in ages. It's soft and feels nice. When she said that, she made a little sound as she stretched. This is a nice place, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I can see it from my windows. I wanted to come here just once. The wind blows through here. 5 years ago, there were no windmills, though. 5 years ago? I've just come back to this town. Oh, really? She directed her gaze at something far away. So you've come back to your hometown? Yeah. She suddenly looked down and seemed lonely and strangely sad. There was an awkward silence as I continued working. Duck twisted its neck to look up at the sky. What is that? What is it, Hat? She was tempted to look up too. I wonder what that is. What's that? Something is flying. There was something floating in the air. It was crossing the lake and gradually getting closer. At first, I thought it was a paper airplane. I thought it was a paper airplane that she had thrown back coming to us. It wasn't. We crossed the lake and eventually reached the air above the small hill where we were. An airplane? Not a paper. It's not paper. It's a real plane. But what is this? The silhouette is much thinner than any plane I know, and the wings are really big. It's a glider! No doubt about it. That's a glider. A glider? I repeated the name as if to confirm it, and looked up to the sky once more. With its big white wings and wide silhouette, it reminded me somewhat of a seagull. Hey look, it's turning. It's so pretty. The glider is continuing to turn leisurely above our head. It's flying ever so slowly. Of course, it doesn't have any thrust. As it proceeded slowly across the blue sky, it seemed to be floating rather than flying. To fly on the wind like that, it looks like it would feel nice. Yeah. It's coming down! The turning glider looked as if it had given up on rising and came down towards the top of our hill. I mean, it's not like it was coming down to land. It was just reducing its altitude. Why don't we try waving? They might notice us. Yeah. She earnestly stretched out her hand and waved towards the white aircraft floating in the sky. Hey! Quack. don't know if the pilot noticed us or not. However, the wings reflected a gleaming light, and it really looked as if it was answering us, calling out to it. Then the glider turned its back on us and flew away, back to the other side of the lake where it had come from. It's gone, she mumbled sadly as she lowered her hand. Extend the little wings which fly in the sky high.
Microphone activated.
I fixed the flat tire and went with her into the town. This is the residential area of the opposite bank of the lake to Windmill Hill, where we were just now. This place is nice. I'll take you back to your home. No, it's okay. It seemed like she was going to say, but, before she stopped speaking. For a girl with a walking disability, just because she was showing a little kindness, she can't bring some guy she hardly knows back to her house. Thank you. Because of you, I was saved. Don't mention it. If your tire ever goes flat again, call me anytime. I only said it as a joke, but she blushed and looked down nervously. Quack. Thank you. You're thanking me. You already did that just now. It was quite fun, like spending time with a friend. Yeah, me too. And I saw something unusual too. The glider that we had just seen was now flying in the air above that hill where we were just now. So did I. That's the first time I'd seen a real one. I now have some wonderful memories, she murmured quietly and giggled. Coupled with her cute and dainty appearance was her lovely smile. Well then, I better get going. Okay, take care. Sure. The wheels squeaked as she pushed the wheelchair along with her hands, down an empty street. Behind her, a duck wearing a hat waddled along with her. Hey! She stopped her hands and turned to face me. See you again! She looked troubled and embarrassed, then left without saying anything. She sure was cute. Where is she from? Her appearance was quite graceful, as if she were the daughter of a rich family. A little lady with a duck. It was an odd combination, but they seemed strangely familiar with each other. Okay, I'd better go. Now I'm going to the dormitory called Flying Fish Manor. Due to certain circumstances, that place will be my new home. Thanks, Brad. I don't get options in this, I just get to read. While walking along the gently sloping street, I look up at the clouds moving above. Floating so free like that, they reminded me of the glider. That distinctive silhouette had left a mysterious impression on me. Puff, puff. I finally found it. This place. Is this it? Flying Fish Manor. There's such a big difference between its appearance and its name. That's like giving a tough-looking Japanese Tosa a name like Lily. At least calls it Maison de Flying Fish or something. Whew. That's why even though I looked everywhere, I still couldn't find it. Because I thought, it's not this place. I completely ruled it out, and then walked around and around this area. Even now, I still can't believe it, so I'll check the sign one more time. Flying Fish Manor. There's no doubt about it. Even so, I'm still not entirely convinced. I mean, I know a lot about this place. It's an old European-style building on the shore of the lake. Because its appearance is a little spooky when we were kids, we called this building the Witch's Mansion. As a test of courage, we would often sneak into the yard. We just thought it was a rich person's residence, but it's a dormitory. Kifu Private Academy Students' Dormitory. I can't just stand here in shock. Whew, ha. Okay. Took a deep breath and stood straight up. May I come in?
あらお客さん
Oh, a visitor? Whoa! Suddenly, a girl in her underwear appeared before me, and the expression that I had tried so hard to straighten out crumbled instantly.
どちら様ですか
May I ask your name? Why? She's the one who should be worried about having been seen, but why am I the one feeling under pressure?
訪問販売はお断りしてます
We don't accept door-to-door sales.
どうしたのかなちゃん
What's up, Anna-chan?
ん
Looks like we have a visitor.
お客さん
A visitor? Huh? What? A guy? From inside, the other girl, this one was wearing clothes, showed her face, but when she saw me, she let out a hysteric scream. At the same time, the glasses she was wearing looked like they were about to slip off. Ann-chan, your clothes! Your clothes! Hmm? What is it?
どうしたの
Another girl appeared.
ゆかさん
Oh, Yuka! This unknown boy saw Kana-chan's naked body.
なんですって
What did you say? Huh? What? Huh? No, that's not it. Just like God of Salvation, my cell phone rang. The word mum was shown on the display. Excuse me a minute. I quickly pressed the button to answer the call while swiftly escaping outside. Mom! I thought you'd be at Flying Fish Manor, and that things would be calmed down by now. What's it like? Well, the place is full of girls. And I saw one in her underwear. Why would you tell your mom that? Of course it is. The place... Yeah? I had checked the sign over and over, but then I noticed small writing in the corner. Girls' dormitory. This is the girls' dormitory? Oh, I didn't tell you? Did you do this on purpose? What is this? What kind of mother are you? From now on, I'm going to be this place's dorm mother, aren't I? That's fine. The owner and the boarding students have all accepted it. Just now, they were screaming at the top of their lungs. Oh, did you go into the changing room by mistake? A damn mother of mine. She's enjoying this situation. Freak. The front door opened slightly, and the girls from just now were peeking through. What's happening, Sana-chan? He's still here. When I called out to them, like a surprised turtle, they pulled their faces back inside and shut the door. What should I about this? That doesn't make any sense. Yay, translations. Well, this is a situation. Oh, so you're the new dorm mother. While I was explaining the situation, the boarding students, apart from the girl in the underwear, who was putting on some clothes, surrounded me but kept their distance and watched at me. This is no good, is it? A boy being the dorm mother of a girl's dormitory? That's alright, isn't it? From behind the underworld girl, she was wearing clothes now, but they were pretty gaudy, were some girls who looked like they were hiding, but they were nodding in agreement. If nobody comes here, that will be a bigger problem. Yes, that's right. But I just thought it would be someone older. Yeah. Incidentally, there is now one more person than before. She was kind of timid and looked to be the same age, or maybe a year younger than me. What is it? Did you say your name was Oi? How old are you? I'm still a student. From tomorrow, I'll be going to Kifu Academy. I'm in the 2nd grade. 2nd grade? Hey, you're in the grade below me. Hee hee, she said. What do you mean, hee hee? The person who came to speak to all of you is my mother, and well, she kind of half-tricked me into accepting the job as dorm mother. My mom has a job connected to real estate, and her company manages this property. Well then, what should we do, Yuka? Should we change? If that's the situation. The person who seemed the oldest said so, and the other people reluctantly nodded in agreement. This is until the owner-caretaker comes back, or we find someone else. I apologize for the inconvenience, but for the time being, let's all try and get along. Once the conversation was over, naturally, everyone left and went back to their rooms. Hey, I'm sorry. Everyone can be childish. And like they got carried away in front of a young guy like you. I'm Kaneko Thirmuri. And if you need anything, please ask me. I'll put in a good word for you, Brad. Maybe, if I get a chance. The caretaker's room is at the end of the corridor on the 1st floor. Thank you very much. Was that all of the boarding students? There's the underwear girl, and Kaneko, who is with me now. Yuka, the tall girl with the long hair, and Sana, the girl with the glasses. The timid one who came back from the back is Ryaku. That's 4 people altogether.
う
Well,
んもう一人
there's one more person, but she's what you might call the reclusive type.
そのうち出てくるんじゃないかな。
I wonder if she'll come out of her room at some point. Oh. In other words, there are 5 boarders in total. This building is pretty big, but there are only 5 people living here. Come to think of it, my mom did say that there are quite a few empty rooms. It's old and a little far from school, so maybe it's not that popular. Whew. Worked up a sweat, so I'm gonna take another bath. Anyways, the conversation ended well, so I'll call my mother and let her know. So, in the end, we somehow work things out. Really? That's good. I'll tell you this now, though. Keep your hands off the girls. What are you talking about, Mom? Well, as long as it doesn't cause any problems, it's okay. Oh, and also, I told you before, but one of them has a walking disability. Flap, flap, flap. Suddenly, the sound of flapping wings came from down the hallway. Then a shrill voice sounded out.
待ちなさ
Wait, Hat!
い。
Quack, quack! Huh? Something big and white came flying down the hallway, and from behind at breakneck speed. It was the girl in the wheelchair.
待てこのバカ
Wait, you stupid duck! Give my panties back! Quack, quack, quack! The big white thing, which somehow seemed like a duck, was flapping its wings and flew behind me. The girl in the wheelchair avoided all the obstacles in her path, in other words, me, and chased down the duck like a drift racer. I was so overwhelmed by the speed that I couldn't say anything.
捕まえたわよ
You,
ハ
I got you, Hat. Quack. The girl in the wheelchair caught the duck at my feet and snatched away a small white cloth, possibly panties, from its beak.
まったくあんたはいたずらばっかりして今度やったら北京ダックにしてやるんだから
Geez, you're always playing tricks. If you do it again, I'll turn you into Peking duck.
うん
Quack. I hope Ed's still watching and getting his enjoyment from the $100 he paid. The girl put the duck on her knee and lectured him. I remember seeing that before. However, somehow a lot different to the image she had during the day. In the daytime, she seemed dainty and delicate. However, her appearance was the same. Not often that you see such a pretty girl. Looks like your tire is in good condition. She finally realized that there was a guy standing there. Ah. Hello, Oi, are you listening? Yeah? What is it? I was saying there is a disabled girl, so take good care of her. Sure, I got it. Okay, talk to you soon, Mom. I replied as I ended the call.
どうしてあなたがここに
Why are you... She got as far as saying that, but then realized that she has the small clothes in her hand, and tried to hide it by stuffing it under her backside.
なんでここに
Why are you here?
新しい寮母さんだよ
He's the new dorm mother, Katakuri-chan. Kaneko, who was supposed to be having a bath, poked her head out.
はい
Really?
何よそ
What
れ
do you mean?
聞いてないんですか
I hadn't heard about that.
いようにも小鳥ちゃんめったに部屋から
Even if I tried to tell you, Kotori-kan. You hardly ever come out of your room.
新しい寮母って男
You mean the new dorm mother is a boy? Hey look! Hey look! Is what it felt like she was saying as she relentlessly pointed at me.
そのやりとりはうちらはるか昔に通過した
We already had this conversation a long time ago. The girl known as Kotori glanced at Kaneko like she was interfering. And the new dorm mother, Anoi Minaze. I'm Kotori Hanabe. Kotori seemed to meet my introduction with reluctance. Quack.
この子はハト
This is Hat, but you know that already. Quack. Hat turned to face me and flapped his wings. He's a clever duck.
本当にあなたが新しい寮母さんなの
Are you really the new dorm mother? Yes, that's right. So you are against it? If she says she doesn't like the fact that the dorm mother of a girl's dormitory is a guy, or the fact that we're the same age, there's nothing I can do about it. Kotori closes her eyes and quietly takes a deep breath as if she's trying to focus her mind. Kotori?
昼間のことは忘れて
Forget about what happened during the day. During the day? Which part?
なるべく全部だけどそうね
As much as possible. That's right. If I had to say... She stopped talking and stared at Kaneko, who was standing behind listening. Kaneko looked as if she was okay. Okay. As she disappeared down the hallway.
私が
I...
この私が
That I made a careless mistake and that I started crying. Oh. That incident was quite startling and I remember it well. To see a girl's tears from so close like that is something I don't experience very often. I don't know what she thinks about it. But those tears were very beautiful.
忘れた
Have you forgotten it? Huh? No, not yet.
忘れろ
Forget about it, right now! Don't be so silly. When you say like that, it makes it even more strongly engraved in my memory.
あのね
Look, you're new here,
あなたは知らないだ
so
ろ
you don't know.
私これ
Even like this, I... Kotori straightened her back, composed her expression and smiled. And Swish, with a natural gesture, lifted her hair up.
クールビューティーで通ってるの
Don't you feel my cool allure? What's allure?
ビューティーよ
Allure.
ちょっと言い間違えただけ
I just said it a bit wrong, that's all. Oh, I've heard the word before.
もう一回言うから
I'll say it again. Let me do it again. She said that and then straightened her back and made a composed smile again. Okay, that's enough. I get it, alright? Sure.
もう意地悪あギャシトリ
Geez, you're such a jerk. Nitpicker. Lowlife. Kotori used just about every insult there is, then turned her wheelchair around. Then she hurriedly raced back down the hallway and back into her room. Quack. Along the way, Hat, who had been thrown off, chased after her and entered the room through a small door. Maybe a special door made for ducks, built into the bottom of the main door. I looked on in disbelief. I don't need to say this, but the dainty and delicate image that she had in the daytime had completely crumbled away. A delicate bud was beginning to sprout, and we shared a fleeting love. But... Hula-loo, right? When I remember lifting her hair and being so full of confidence, I feel like I could burst out laughing. She's so funny. From the beginning, everything's been messed up. From tomorrow, it looks like things will start getting interesting. I really felt that prediction would come true. Alright, I need to grab water. I will be back in 1 second. Alright, and back to this interesting story. My first job as dorm mother, that is, to make breakfast for the boarders. Munch, munch. That's some good eating. Boy, you're good at cooking. Can I have some more rice? Sure, a big bowl, right? You know it. I'm pretty confident in my cooking. Until recently, I was living with my father, who was ordered to transfer to the country, and every day I helped with the housework. I was in charge of preparing the meals, and it's not like I hated cooking or anything. That's one of the reasons why I accepted the job as dorm mother. So the others don't need breakfast, huh? Since just now, no one has come into the dining hall. Sometimes there would be someone walking through the hallway in front, but they seem to be sneaking around. Hmm? Kaneko looked towards the hallway, just as the oldest boarder, Yuko, was peeking in before swiftly dashing off. Geez, they're all so naive. They still haven't gotten used to boys. But Kifu is a co-ed school, right? Even if you go to the same school, you won't see them with their bedheads and faces without makeup. I see. Seems that a guy being the dorm mother of a girls' dormitory will have its problems after all. There's a reason why I accepted the job as dorm mother at Flying Fish Manor. Not long ago, the owner janitor collapsed. Sounded as she was pretty old, and as well as straining her back, she caught a summer cold which became aggravated. The owner soon began looking for a replacement, but it was hard to find one. Then she sought help from the real estate company where my mother works. This is one of the properties that my mom manages, and it's an old acquaintance of the owner from decades ago. She nominated me for this job, just as I was planning to come back here. On the documents, my mom is the one responsible for this place, but she got me to carry out the practical duties, in other words, the work of the dorm mother. Then that became the condition for me coming back to this town. As always, she's very crafty, but I wasn't really against the idea, so I accepted. If I'd known it was a girls' dormitory, of course I would have refused. This place is old and a little far from school, but the rent is cheap. Apart from the food and the admin expenses, it costs next to nothing. That's why it would be a big problem for me if I couldn't stay here, and in the worst case scenario, the boarders wouldn't be able to go to school. So for now, it seems that everyone has accepted a guy as the dorm mother.
ごちそうさ
Thanks for the meal. Whew, that was good. Kanako stacked up the dishes on the counter and licked her lips in satisfaction. Everyone will get used to you soon.
ん。じゃ
Well then,
行きます
I'm off now. She had eaten it all. Not even a single grain of rice was left. To have people enjoy my cooking feels good. I feel deeply relieved. I am happy that things are going well. Ah, geez, I better get ready for school. Huh? In the entrance of the dormitory, there was Kotori. She was dressed in her uniform and looked like she was about to go to school. Morning, Kotori.
うわ
Morning.
おはよ
Are you going to school? Shall we go together? Huh?
うなんで
Why do you want to do that? Why, well,
私の足のことを心
you're
配
worried
してる
about my legs, and there's no need. Humph. She put it bluntly as she quickly went out the front door. I don't have any friends at school, so I was just asking. It looked like we had a strange misunderstanding. Wearing my new uniform, I make my way to school. I'm a dorm mother, but also a student of Kifu Academy. I mean, that's my real occupation. Today is the first day of my new school. I'm not really the shy type, but I guess I am kinda nervous. I would say that the school I was going to before was a sports-focused all-boys school. Kifu Academy, the school we're going to now, is an engineering school and a co-ed, and the school traditions are quite different. As I walk the streets that lead to school, there are more and more groups of people wearing the same uniform. This is the same area in which I lived 5 years ago. There should be a few people that I know, but most of the people I'd recognize went on to regular schools. I wonder if the ones who choose to go to Kifu Academy remember me. Even if I only know one person, it would make a big difference. There'll be more weird misunderstandings with Miss Alul, too. Oh yeah, which school do Egan and the others go to? They're my childhood friends who I always played with when I was a kid. There's Egan, Mabo, Hotoru, and Achan. Out of that group, Egan and Mabo are the same age as me, but we haven't met in 5 years and really haven't stayed in touch. We just about managed to exchange New Year cards, but that reminds me, in the corner of last year's New Year card, I think there was a small message about which school they were planning to go to. What did it say? A lot of things happened, or maybe I'm just lazy. But I haven't told anyone apart from Achan that I'm coming back. And to be honest, not even sure how I should be if I met them. The ones like Agen, she probably smashed my face in. She'd say, "Why didn't you contact me or something?" She looked and acted like a real tomboy. When I remembered the past, it makes me smile, but hey. The point where Toe Street leading to the school meet, there was a girl wearing a Kifu uniform standing there looking towards me. The other girls that she was walking to school with asked, "What's up?" and seemed puzzled as they spoke to her. However, it seems that the girl can't hear them and she's staring over here at me. Just Faintly, her eyes seem full of surprise. She's pretty cute. Without realizing, I'd stopped walking and was staring at the girl. Until a few years ago, I was going to until a few days ago, I was going to an all-boys school. The sight of a girl on the way to school in her uniform, she was pretty cute too, causing me to get palpitations, was perfectly reasonable. Is that you, Oi? Yes, it is. Suddenly, having someone call my name in such a carefree manner made me feel a little nervous. Who is it? It's you, Oi! No way! It's really you! There, she said my name again. And she has such a happy expression on her face. Do I know any girls this cute? No, wait, I've seen this face before. When she smiles like this, and her eyes sparkle like a little kid's. Is that you, Egan? Yeah, of course it's me, Egan. Did you forget my face? She asked as she briskly moved closer, bringing her face right up to mine. Definitely Egan, or Ega. She's changed a lot, but if I just look at her face, there's no doubt that it's her. Is it really that Ega? Yeah, very funny. How many Egas do you know? 100% authentic. A real Ega Himegi. What is it? What is it? Said the other girls as she gathered around a circle. Ega turned her face to them and introduced me. This is Onoi Minaze. He's a transfer student. You remember him, don't you, Sachin? Sachin replied, "No way, Oi?" And she warmly raised her voice in surprise. When we were in 4th grade of elementary school, we were in the same class once. Oi and I are childhood friends. He used to live here, but he got transferred to another school, right? The girls seemed impressed by Ega's explanation, and they looked at me with eyes full of expectation. Nice to meet you. I am Oi Minaze. In front of all these girls in their uniforms, I greeted them with a stern look on my face as I tried to hide my embarrassment. Ega laughed as she looked on with relish. I never thought I would find myself doing introductions in the street on the way to school like this, so I was totally unprepared. I'll say it again. Let me do it again. I could hear Miss Alu's words in the back of my mind. You've gotten taller. I didn't recognize you at first. As she spoke, Ega was moving her hands around my head, so to show the difference in height between myself and her. Our bodies were making contact, but she either didn't notice or didn't really mind. I flinched slightly, but the fact that she was so unreserved actually made me feel more comfortable. Back in the day, we used to have such good matches. Boys are so unfair. Speaking of which, you've changed too. Really? As she said, "You think so?" She looked at herself. Yeah, you always looked like a boy, so I was surprised to see you became a girl. Those were my honest thoughts, but I said them in a way that sounded weird. I thought she might find it slightly charming, but... Haha, so, I've become quite the woman, haven't I? Ego laughed happily and did a little turn on the spot. The force of her spin made her skirt float around gently. Yeah, it's like you're not really Ega anymore. Well, dazed and not really thinking, those thoughts just kind of slipped out.
イエーイ
Yay, alright! Eiga was pleased and did high fives with her friends. Being in high spirits like that was just like old times. Eiga, my best friend during childhood, hadn't changed in the 5 years that had passed. Her appearance was surprising, though. The lessons on my first day at the new school flew by in the blink of an eye. Between the language and social studies lessons taught in the regular school were those from a specialist curriculum. I was still in the 2nd grade, so there aren't that many, but it looks like when you go into the 3rd and 4th grades, the number of these specialist lessons increases. By the way, this is a 5-year school. That's why when walking the hallways, this kind of thing happens. Hey, she's pretty. Coming from an all-boys school with its sad customs, I couldn't help my eyes from following the girls as I walked past them.
ほほ
Oh ho, so you're already checking out the girls? No, that's not it. I just thought they looked really grown up, that's all.
4年か5年の先輩じゃない
They're
かな
seniors from the 4th and 5th grades, aren't they? At our age, the gap of 3 or 4 years is pretty big. The students in the upper grades look very mature.
それにね
Also,
うちってこの
although this is a specialist school, the percentage of girls is pretty high. Huh? Why is that? Without thinking, I really took an interest in that. Nega looked at me as if she wanted to call me a pervert.
校舎の建て替えと同時期に女子生徒の
The
受け入れ
time that school was rebuilt, they made an effort to accept more girls. I heard about that before I was transferred. They increased the number of courses for girls and asked famous designers to make the designs for the new building. It has been said, thanks to that, the ratio of boys and girls is about 50-50, which is one of the selling points of the school. Bearing this in mind, I felt uneasy about choosing this school as the one I would transfer to. But I'd like people to think that it can't be helped because I'm from an all-boys school. By the way, it's now lunchtime. Aga is now in the middle of giving me a guided tour of the school building. Yeah, but this is really an amazing school. The school itself is pretty old. Due to it being a special kind of school, of course, it's famous in the local area. I've known about it too since I was a little kid. The school building has been rebuilt over the last few years, with the renovations divided into several stages. The last of which was completed just 1 year ago. It's said that it's because of the famous designers. Design uses so many curved lines so the appearance is far removed from what that generally associated with the word school. Translated reading is hard. It felt like I had entered some kind of sci-fi setting.
設備も最高だよ冷暖房完備
The facilities are first class too. Air conditioning, full disabled access, so anyone can feel peace of mind as they spend their school days here. Disabled access? That's right. Miss Alul, Kotori, should be somewhere in this school. But oi, you really have changed. Aga, as she walked by my side, was happily murmuring as she had looked at my face.
顔とか
In the past, your face was cuter,
なんかゴツ
but now it seems more rugged somehow. Yeah, same to you.
ひど
Hey, I don't look rugged.
なんてしてないもん
If she knew that when we met on the way to school earlier, I thought she's pretty cute. She never let it go. So so I'd better keep quiet.
あんちゃんから聞いてなかったら
If I hadn't heard it from Achan, I would have never realized. You heard it from Achan?
そう
Yes,
葵が帰って
you were coming back. By the way, I'm in the same class as Aga. She knew that I might be coming as a transfer student, which is why she wasn't that surprised by our chance meeting this morning.
あんたね帰ってくるなら
Hey
連絡
you,
くらいよこしなさ
if
い
you were
よね
going to come back, you should have contacted me. Sorry. The reason we call him a Chan isn't because he's like an older brother type. Akigi, an older guy like a bigger brother. He was our schoolhood friend, but he was much older than us, so we nicked him Achan. He's not related by blood, but he's like a real big brother. Aga glared at me and said, "Geez," I tried to laugh it off.
昔の私ならアックスボンバーかましてるところよ
The old me would have made you taste the axe boomer Larat. She wouldn't really have hit me. As we talked, we went back to the classroom. The classrooms weren't exactly normal either. I feel a little uneasy taking lessons here, but maybe I'll get used to it sometime soon. By the way, there's a girl in a wheelchair in this school, right? Miss Aluo. No, I mean she's called Kotori Habani. I asked Aga as we return to our seats. I didn't ask what grade she was in, but even if it's not the same, I thought Aga would at least be aware of her.
ああうん
Yeah. Aga acted like she was being evasive. It wasn't just Aga, but the other people sitting nearby who heard our conversation also seemed kinda awkward.
ハバネさんならうちのクラスだよ
If you're after Kotori,
来てない
he's in this class. It looks like she's not here today, though. After Aga said that, somebody added, "You mean today either, don't you?" The way she said that seemed quite harsh. That can't be, I mean... I thought about explaining that she had left the dormitory this morning in her uniform, but I held my tongue. The atmosphere was kind of strange.
ここんとこ
Recently,
ずっと休んでるんだ
she's been off school for a long time.
体調が良
Seems
く
like
ない
she's
みたい
not
で
feeling
さ
well. Not feeling well? Yesterday, she had went out to Windmill Hill. Later, she was chasing that duck around the halls of the dormitory. And this morning, she left wearing her uniform. Is she skipping school? However, more worrying than what Kotori is up to is the reaction of the others in class when they heard us talking about her. Even Aga looked like she had something she wanted to say but couldn't. But I don't really know what the situation is, so I can't even really say anything.
Oi, Yamamoto!
Hey, Yamamoto, can you lend me your English dictionary? As the awkwardness started to fade, an optimistic voice called out. From the entrance to the classroom, a carefree-looking guy poked his head and started speaking to the boy in our class.
おちょうどいいところに
Oh, good timing.
おーいマ
Hey, Mabo.
だよ、アゲハ。
What is it, Aga? You want something? A guy known as Mobo came in the classroom.
お前と仲良くしてっと。
Yuri-chan is in a bad mood because you and I are friends.
あれってやっぱ、
That's what you might call jealousy, right?
いいからこっち来い
Whatever, come over here.
お、誰か
Huh?
転校生
Who is this, a transfer student?
アゲ
The guy looks pretty cute, but she's like a dude on the inside, so watch out. The guy and I both looked blankly at him for a moment.
なん
What? Long time no see, Mobo.
は
Huh? Why is this transfer student being so buddy-buddy with me? His face seemed to say. Me, haven't you forgotten me?
俺だよって
Me, you say. What?
えお
Is that you, Oi?
葵
I looked at Haga and she...
に
She wanted to surprise him, so it seemed like she intentionally didn't tell him. Alright, Brad, I'll go for the redhead. This slightly superficial guy is Mazatuzu, blah blah blah, or Mabo as we call him. He's Mabo. He's our childhood friend.
なななな
Well,
なんで葵がここ
Why
に
is Oi here?
てか
So, is he the transfer student? Huh? What?
あんた驚きすぎ
You're way too surprised.
そりゃ驚くって
Of course I'm surprised. What? You seem well, my boy. You've grown pretty big. Maza Suzugu used to be really small, but now he was the same size as me. Not quite like the change in Haga, but in the 5 years that have passed since we were kids, it looks like he's grown about twice the size.
おお前か
You too. We grabbed each other by the right hand. This was instead of a small, quiet greeting.
本当に葵なのかよ
Is it really you, Oi? Yeah, I'm back, Mabo.
おかえり
Welcome back, Oi. This time, bam! He gave me a full-on hug. Hey, hey!
うん
None of that.
うん
Okay,
熱い友情って
This
や
is
つ
what they
ね
call passionate friendship, huh? We were the only ones who thought so, whereas all the girls around us were totally freaked out.
会いたかったよ
I missed you, Oi. What?
じゃねえよ
No, not really. You traitor. My boy suddenly backed off and thrust his fingers at the end of my nose. Whoa, what is this all of a sudden?
いきなり出て行ったと思
I
う
thought you'd upped and left and you haven't even contact me.
俺やアゲハがどんな思いでいた
Do you even know what Ga and I have been through, you jerk?
いやいや
No,
勝
no.
手に私を
You
巻き
can't
込んで
involve me in this.
そのくせよくものこのこと
After that, how dare you? I'm sorry. It's not my fault that I had to move away. If you want to complain, say it to my dad. I thought about writing a letter, but I felt kind of embarrassed. For the most part, the fact that there was no contact was both our faults.
この裏切り
You
者
traitor, I'll never forgive you.
お前なんか
I hate you. You're an idiot. With salva flying out of his mouth, he emphasized his words. Mabo forgot all about borrowing the English dictionary and stormed out of the classroom.
子供かい
Are you a little kid or something? It wasn't just us, but everyone in the classroom was shocked.
こうなると思って教えて
I
なかっ
thought
たんだ
this
けど
might
ね
happen, which is why I didn't tell him.
知ってたらあい
If he
つ
had known,
最
he
初
would
から
have
正解で
been going off at full throttle like that from the beginning. I think that was the correct decision. I want to say thank you. Even so, he didn't seem really upset about it.
あいつ最近彼女ができて調子づいてんのよ
He recently got a girlfriend, and he's really into her.
小さい頃は
When we were kids, he always say, "Oi, I gotta wait," as he followed us everywhere we went.
大丈夫
Fine,
すぐ
he'll
元通り
soon be back to how he always
だ
is.
ってあいつ
That guy really likes you,
葵
Oi.
大好きっ子だもん
I don't really like that guy. Don't say it like that. It sounded weird.
そう可愛いじゃない
Really, I think it's cute. While we carried on talking, the bell to mark the end of lunchtime sounded. Everyone put away their lunchboxes and got ready for the next lesson. Aga went back to her seat. She stopped halfway and then walked back. What's up? Again seemed concerned about those around us and lowered her voice.
なんで
I was wondering how you know about
知ってるのかな
Kotori.
って
Well, the truth is, my mom asked me to be the dorm mother of a student dormitory. I lowered my voice so that those around us couldn't hear.
寮の管理人
The caretaker of a dormitory? Kotori is boarding there?
そうなんだ。
Oh, really? My mom asked me to take good care of Kotori. Even if she hadn't, I'd be worried about her anyways. As she listened to my explanation, Nagawa thought it was over. Her expression darkened somehow.
このまま来なくな
If
る
it
んじゃない
carries
か
on
って
like this,
みん
she'll
な
stop
心配して
coming
る
altogether. Everyone's worried about her.
あんまり学校が楽しくないみたいなんだ。
It looks like she's not really enjoying school. It looked as if she was saying, I can't believe she doesn't enjoy school. You seem to enjoy it.
私
Me, of course I
もちろ
do.
んだよ。
It's a fun school,
だって
that's
楽
why.
しいじゃない学校。
I guess. It was still my first day at a new school, but I was enjoying it quite a lot too.
そっか。
Really? Is that so?
そうなんだ。
Whether or not she was convinced by my story, Aga mumbled something or other as she returned to her seat. After school. I was alone and wandering around the school building. This was so that I could take a look at some of the club activities. Film studies, theater club. There's even an RC club. This is, after all, a specialist school. Looking at the playing field from the window, in the heat outside, I saw the sports clubs practicing. Compared to my school, it's pretty calm. The sports clubs at the school I used to go to were taken so seriously. The sight of training before a match was one of the grueling harshnesses. Wait, what do I mean, my school? I'm a student of this school now. I'll go take a look. I went down next to the playing field to watch the sports clubs practicing. Before long, I started to feel a little down, so I left. The doctor said that if it's light exercise, it shouldn't be a problem. I try stamping down strongly with my right foot, and there isn't really any discomfort. There, the baseball club, which was returning through the off-campus running course, entered through the school gate.
あ、水瀬
Hey, Minase!
あの水瀬だ
You, Minase, isn't it? The one calling me was an old acquaintance. You, Takaguchi. It's been a long time.
お前帰ってきたんだってな
Oh, you came back.
もう部活は決めたの
Have
か
you decided which club you want to join? No, not yet. I'm going around taking a look now.
野球部入れよお前なら
Join the
すぐ
baseball
レギュラー
club.
になれるぞ
You become a regular in no time. When I was a kid, I often played baseball in the park. Some of the guys in the group that were my teammates or on the other team were in the baseball team. I'll think about it. I casually responded, and the baseball team's members replied, "Come on, join us, seriously," as they returned to the playing field. If I could do physical activities, baseball, in fact anything would be okay. As I grumbled to myself, I felt that I didn't want to go back to the playing field, so I entered the path leading to the back of the school. I spent a while walking around the back of the school. It was called the rear garden, but it looked like it hadn't been taken care of at all, and was just an empty space with weeds growing everywhere. In that empty space, there was a garage. Hello, I'm coming in. It looked like no one's here, but I thought I should say something to let them know, just in case. Is this place used for club activities too? Or is it used for lessons? I don't know what they use for, but there's many tools and parts crammed in the shelves that cover the walls. Then in the center is a huge object covered with sheets. The feeling that had washed over me like a wave when I watched the sports clubs strangely subsided from being there. The tools in the dimly lit garage must have reminded me of the times when I would tinker with my bicycle. What is this used for? I conceal the sound of my footsteps as I sneak inside the garage. Pretty spacious. There's a tea set here too. There was no doubt about it. Somebody was using this place. I get a strange sense of activity. I guess it must be one of those clubs. Whoa! There's someone here. Another girl! I was so surprised, it felt like my heart was going to jump out. The person over there seemed not to notice me at all. I'm not sure if you could call it a drawing board, but as she stared at the plans that were placed there, she was kind of groaning. Sorry for letting myself in here. I'll be going now. No good, she didn't hear me. Her eyes were so serious as she stared at the plans, she looked like she was really concentrating. I didn't know what to do, so I looked at her from the side. Now that I look closely, she's really beautiful. Hey, why am I staring at her? I hurriedly looked away. However, it looks as if she still hasn't noticed me, so I take another glimpse. She looks quite mature. Is she in the 5th grade? She's so pretty. Thirmuri is pretty too, but this person is different and has a mysterious charm. She suddenly stood up. I'm sorry? Without thinking, I avert my eyes and apologize. She's looking straight past me and grabs a big, thick book from the shelf. Yes, that's it. She flicked through the pages and looked like she had found something before going straight back to her seat. In good spirits, she began swiftly drawing the plans. The pen made a nice swoosh swoosh sound as it ran across the page. The feeling of maturity that she had until just now suddenly changed. When she smiles, all of a sudden, she looks more like a kid. As her eyes looked straight at the plans, they looked as though they had a crystal clear purity to them. Just like an innocent child, her eyes looked as though she believed that the world is full of wonderful, sparkling things. Ah, there we go! Her hand stopped moving. I got the timing right. Excuse me? She finally noticed me. Oh, hello. Even though I had unexpectedly appeared like that, she didn't show any signs of caution and was still in good spirits. She smiled as she greeted me. Hi? I thought that I should say something to her, but I didn't think what to say after that. What's up? I'm sorry that I just let myself in here. I just transferred here today, but I was taking a look at the club activities and I got lost and came in here. I got a little carried away and said more than I needed to, but she didn't seem interested at all. Ah, Brad, you add to this with your chat stuff. She looked, I think it's supposed to be at me as if to say yes, and I don't mind if you let yourself in here. It seemed like a kind of blunt way to say it, as she wasn't angry or anything. She had a strange way of speaking. Well, I'm sorry. I'd better go. As I said that, like a total loser, a huge sound echoed around the garage. Oh, what's that noise? Oh, I'm hungry.
お腹すいた。
With a lack of energy in her voice, the beautiful girl before me held her stomach and fell down onto the drawing board. What was that sound of your stomach just now? We're inside the garage, so the sound echoed like crazy and sounded like the growl of a monster. Looks like my body just remembered that my stomach is empty.
体が思い出してしまったらしいぞ。
She seemed to sway as she tried to get up, but she didn't have enough energy, so she slumped back down with her cheek on the drawing board. Would you like to eat this? I took some bread out of my bag. I thought I'd get hungry with just a lunchbox, so at lunchtime I bought some lemon bread. Wow! Her eyes shone as if she were an explorer who discovered treasure in a cave in some unexplored place.
いいのか。
Are you sure? Go ahead.
ありがとう。
Thank you. She took the melon bread, opened the wrapper, and immediately bit into the contents. She was getting crumbs everywhere, but really looked like she was enjoying it as she devoured greedily.
おいしい。おいしい。
So tasty! I haven't had any calorie intake for ages. Could that be because she's poor? The fact that she was so ecstatic over something like melon bread actually made me quite worried. She didn't show any signs that she was thinking of my generosity and just ate up the high-calorie melon bread.
おいしかった。
Ooh, that was delicious. She murmured happily, looking happy as can be. She looked like she was mulling over the taste of melon bread in her brain.
脳に糖分が
The sugar is going to my brain, ha! She said as she turned back to the drawing board. Then she started drawing the plants again with incredible energy. From the serious look on her face, it seemed as though she had already forgotten about me. She's strange. Not just a little, but very strange. Okay, well, I'll be off now. Perhaps she didn't hear me. I put the melon bread wrapper that she had left behind in my pocket and turned to leave. I reluctantly left the special atmosphere of the garage behind me. Well then, maybe I should head back. By the time I had finished watching the various clubs, the sky was orange as the sun was setting.
あ、いた。
Oh, there you are. Huh? The girl was at the school gates. The girl looked towards me and pointed the cell phone she is holding.
まだ残っ
I
てたら
thought that if you were still here, we could leave together.
何回もかけ
I
たの
called you several times, but you didn't answer. I told the girl that I would take a look at the club's activities before leaving.
着信履歴見てみ。
Can you look at the call history? Huh? I left it at the dormitory.
は
Huh? Why? That defeats the purpose of having a cell phone. Doesn't it say in the school rules that you can't bring cell phones to school? Yes, that's true. But does anyone actually follow the rule?
いないよ。
Alright if you don't get caught, it seems. In my case, I wasn't so worried about the school rules. It's just too bothersome to carry a cell phone around with me. Yes. Even though I got your number,
これじゃ意味なしだよ。
it doesn't mean anything. Huh? How do you know my number? Five years ago, when I left Kazaguru, and I was still a kid, so I didn't have a cell phone.
さっきあんちゃんから聞いた
I got it from An Chan earlier.
メールも送ってもら
He gave me your
ったから
text address too, so I can bombard you with text. What? Don't bother. It's too much hassle. Writing text on a cell phone seems too fiddly, which is a real pain. So I don't really like it. But it looks like a guy isn't listening to me and has started walking ahead.
じゃあ
Okay, shall we head back?
どうだった転校初日は。
Huh. How was your first day at your new school? Seems like an interesting school. It was different to the sports school or regular school and had a special kind of atmosphere. Special. Everyone looks like they enjoy it. And it's, how should I say it? Like they come here to hang out. You could say that. Everyone comes here because there are things that they want to do. Things they want to do? Have you found any clubs you want to join? I don't know. There's a few that seem interesting though.
うち運動部はあんまり盛んじゃないから。
Here the sports clubs aren't that great, so you might find them kind of lacking. What do you do, Aga?
私はロボット部。
I'm in the robot club. We make robots and enter contests. Robots? That sounds interesting too.
葵だったらいつでも大歓迎。
You're always welcome, Oi. Yeah, I'll think about it.
それじゃあ私
Well
は
then.
こっちだから。
I'm going this way. Huh? Isn't your place around here?
ああ。
Yeah, but I moved.
風見商店街が再開発でなくなっ
Didn't
て
you
る
know
の知ら
that
ないの？
Kazumi Shopping Street is no longer there because of the reconstruction? No way, seriously?
でっかいショッピングモールができたの。
They made a huge shopping mall. My family's shop has moved there too.
また休みの
I'll
日
take you there when we have a day off, okay? See you tomorrow. Hey,
何？
what? Thanks for everything today.
いいっていいって。
It's fine, it's fine.
今度パフェでもおごって
You
くれ
just
たら
buy me a
それが
parfait
違うな
next time. That'll be enough. No, I mean... that you are the same way towards me as in the past?
ああ。
Sure. That was a big help. Me too.
私も
Apart from your appearance, you
葵が
haven't
見た
changed
目
a
以外
bit.
変わってない。あは。見た目
And your appearance isn't that bad either.
極秘情報をリークするとね。
This is leaking some secret information today. But a few girls asked me to give me them your phone number. Seriously? Correction. You've got quite an eye for the ladies, haven't you, Oi? So what? I didn't have that kind of thing at an all-boys school. Well, it proves that you're a normal, healthy boy. The time since we last met, you've grown up. You gotta look happily as she said that. So have you. To be honest, I thought she would have grown up to be more rough and tomboyish. That's right. Aga started smiling quietly. Looking at an innocent smile reminded me how Aga was when she was still a kid. Welcome back, Oi. Yeah. See you again tomorrow, old buddy. Bam. Ouch. She gave me a great big slap on the back. See ya. Aga gave me a big wave and turned the corner. Ouch, you doofus. She might have gotten a little cuter, but she still really hasn't changed on the inside. Welcome back, huh? Her attitude hasn't really changed since before, and somehow I felt like it had saved me. Brad, I can't change anything. I get to read. That's it. If there was options to do that, I probably would. After Aga and I went our separate ways, I did the shopping for dinner on the way back. It's gonna be hot tomorrow, so I have to give them some food that will give them stamina. Enthusiastically, I put the menu together in my head. Oh no, I forgot to buy milk. There was a convenience store right in front of me. 5 years ago, there was a tobacconist here. It's a little expensive, but I don't have time to go back to the supermarket. I thought to myself. La la la. The automatic doors opened, and one of the self-proclaimed cool allure left the shop. She had a bag on her lap and had a smile on her face, which was the exact opposite of cool. She didn't notice me and went back in the direction of the dormitory. It's her. She didn't go to school, so what was she doing? I gave up on buying milk and followed Kotori. When she got back to the dormitory, Kotori opened the front door just slightly. Hat! Hat! She called Hat from the other side of the door and spoke to him about something. He was sneaking around and seemed really suspicious. Go see if he's here or not. You know, that guy? That mean boy? Is she talking about me? This is a girls' dormitory. So I'm the only boy here. I don't remember being mean, though. I don't know why, but it would appear that she is sneaking around to avoid being found by me. What if that's how you feel? I headed for the back door to the dormitory. I'll hide in the kitchen for now. Quack. Shh. This is about me. Tell her I'm not here. Quack? I doubt that he got the message, but wiggled his butt as he left the dining hall and headed for the entrance. While I'm waiting in ambush, I'll put the food I bought in the fridge. After a while, looks like he's not here. Alright. Kotori came in the dining hall. She went straight for the cupboard and took out a spoon. Without taking out a dish, she stayed seated in her wheelchair. She put the shopping bag from the convenience store on the table. Inside was Argandarsh. Needless to say, it was top quality ice cream. Not only that, it was family size. The big pot that cost 2,500 yen. She opened the lid, and in her right hand, she had the type of spoon that you'd eat things like curry with. Oh, I'm finally gonna do it. Quack! Tori's spoon was still above the smooth surface of the Hargendarsh. She dug a big hole in it. One scoop like that would be about 100 yen, and she stuffed the whole thing in one mouthful. I'm so happy. She brought her hand to her cheek as though she was flooded in happiness from the bottom of her heart. What is she doing? Seeing what she was doing made hiding and watching her seem pretty ridiculous. Without knowing I was watching, Kotori began to shovel in more ice cream like a construction machine. Yummy! Even if it was only 105 yen ice cream, you'd savor the flavor more than that. Yummy, yummy, it's so yummy. The next mouthful of ice cream, Kotori suddenly lowered her head, holding her temples. Quack? I'm okay, just a little brain freeze. To be able to get brain freeze from eating too much Haagen-Dazs is the very height of luxury. During this little pause, Kotori opened her notebook. There is something written there. I sneak up a little closer behind her. Quack, quack! Shh. Next to the words, eat as much Haagen-Dazs as I want. Tori happily wrote, done. Haha, mission complete. Seems to be some sort of list. Things I want to do. That was the tile, and there was bullet points below. Stroke the head of a big dog in the neighborhood. It's really scary, but it might be unexpectedly friendly. If possible, I'd like to ride around on its back. Fill the bath with water and swim in it like a pool. Pie throwing, and so on. Among those was, go and see Windmill Hill, with done written next to it. What is this? Whoa! Tori's scream pierced from my right ear and out my left. What are you doing here? Why are you here? I was here before you were. But there's no way. Her mouth opened as shock as she looked at Hat. What? Well, I guess it's no good sending a duck to scout the place out. I don't know, Brad. The duck did help me. Let me sneak up on her. Even if he was able to completely grasp what his responsibility was, there's no way he could convey the message. Katori seemed ashamed and looked away. I'm sorry I surprised you. You were sneaking around, so I was wondering what you were doing. I didn't mean to spoil her personal enjoyment. You are really mean. I went back to the kitchen to get things ready for dinner. Tori's face seems to say, now it's only taste half as good, as she sulkily ate the ice cream. Why are you taking time off of school? I caught a cold. Cough, cough. She's blatantly lying. Would someone who has caught a cold be eating ice cream? I'm the dorm mother, you know. I have to make sure that the boarding students have the right kind of lifestyle. I don't remember accepting you as a dorm mother. Anyways, isn't it strange for a boy to be a dorm mother? Whoosh. She went out to the trouble of turning around so that she could point at me. If you want to call me dorm father, then that's fine by me. Huh. Tori turned back around and went back to enjoying her ice cream. You weren't at school, then where were you? I'll soften my tone a little as I ask her. Got nothing to do with you. Did you go back to Windmill Hill? She's ignoring me and eating her ice cream. It's got something to do with me. I won't accept you as the dorm mother. I don't mean that. Yesterday, if I hadn't been passing by, where would you be right now? If you're not careful in a place like that, then maybe nobody would have come. If you can't move your wheelchair, what would you have done by yourself? You still think it's got nothing to do with me? I'm not accusing her of anything. That's why I tried to speak as gently as possible so not to sound too harsh. However, I showed her how serious I was. Look, I said thank you, didn't I? For me to thank anyone is extremely rare, you know. It's true. As rare as a giant salamander. You should be the one thanking me. Are you proud of that? You think that people would be happy because it's so rare? You're severely mistaken. Tori seemed daunted by this sound argument, put down the spoon and started thinking seriously. But because I'm like this, I can't do anything. You want some ice cream? It's really expensive. No, I don't. I sounded a little mean, so Katori became tearful all of a sudden. Her cheeks were quivering as she desperately tried to hold back the tears. Hey, I'm sorry, I was joking. Don't make that face.
別に
Nothing, I'm fine.
普通だもん
That's right. See, you're fine.
ガーガー
Quack, quack! Hat quacked as though he was trying to cheer Katori up. I wouldn't tell you to say thank you, would I? It's just that if you go out without telling anyone where you're going, it's kind of dangerous, you know? She wiped the corner of her eye a little with her finger.
わかるけど
I understand, but
わかりた
I
くない
don't want to understand.
わかるわけにはいかない
Do
の
I have to understand? Somehow, that's when the look on her face said. She put the spoon down, went to leave the dining hall. Where are you going?
笑ってくるの
Going to wash my face. It's all sticky around my mouth from where I was eating ice cream. Sniff. She closed the notebook and put it on her lap. Then a piece of paper fell from the notebook. She dropped something. Victoria looked as though she hadn't heard and left the dining hall. Hat went after her. The sound of the wheelchair grew further away. I let out a big sigh. Maybe I said too much. Just that I was really worried about her. Don't know anything about what's going on with Katori, but perhaps I was unnecessarily interfering. Wait. Speaking of which, she was wearing her uniform. However, she was wearing her own clothes yesterday when she went to Windmill Hill. Could it be that she was actually planning on going to school? That's possible, isn't it? I thought of that as I felt my mood lighten a little. I picked up the piece of paper that she had dropped. Huh? For a moment, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a notice for withdrawal from school. Cheer up, boy. I was depressed while I was cleaning up after dinner. Kanako came to comfort me. Why did everyone leave so much uneaten? It was really tasty, though. For tonight's dinner, Kanako was the only one who ate all of her food. Without exception, everyone else left some uneaten. Tomorrow I'll make even more tasty food, so tasty that no one will leave anything uneaten. I felt renewed determination, and then the duck came waddling into the dining room. Freaking duck. Hello, Senior Hat. Quack. I see you're hungry. Boy, do you have something for him to eat? There's some vegetables left over. That'll do. Kanako took the leftover vegetables and fed them to Hat. Is this duck her pet? Are you allowed to have pets here? No, he's no one's pet. Quack. He's been living here since before I came here. Not clear who brought him here or when. That's why I call him Senior Hat. So the owner must be keeping him. No, that's not it either. You said that Hat just appeared one day. That's why rather than being a pet, he's more like a housemate. Katori calls him a housemate. Quack, quack. It's a mystery. When she had finished feeding Hat, Kanako got out of her seat. Okay, I'll go take a bath. Don't go walking around in your underwear again, okay? Huh? Why not? Come on, it's summer. No. Spoil sport. Kanako gave me a quick insult as she left the dining hall. Why does everyone have to insult me just before they leave? I felt a little hurt as I cleaned the dishes. Eek. This time it was Tori poking her head into the dining hall. was almost as she was waiting for Kaneko to leave before she came in. Doesn't seem to get along well with her. Maybe she really was waiting for her to leave. I thought she might have come have dinner, but she appeared to be looking for something. She's looking under the
あと
table.
邪魔よ
You're in the way.
うわ
Quack, quack. He went around the table once and then came past the counter in front of me.
ね
Hey, have you seen a piece of paper?
見なかった
No, I haven't. What kind of paper?
紙は紙
Paper is paper. Are you sure you haven't seen it?
見てない
Positive. Tori groaned while staring at my face as if she was trying to see if I was telling the truth. With a straight face, I wiped the dishes with a towel. No way to check, she went to look elsewhere. I'll put your dinner in the fridge, heat it up in the microwave, and eat later, okay? I couldn't help lying to her. The thing she was looking for was the withdrawal notice that I had picked up. People were worried that if it carried on like this, she'd stop coming altogether. Looks like she's not really enjoying school. The guy's words crossed my mind again. It looks like Katori really is planning to drop out of school. What am I going to do? Why didn't I give the withdrawal notice back to her? There I stood, not really understanding those feelings myself. Alright, more water. Be right back.
「おはようございます」
Good morning. Early in the morning, the doorbell chimed, so I went to open it, and there was a guy. So what are you doing here?
本当にリ
Oh,
コさんやってる
you really are the dorm mother, she remarked as she saw me wearing an apron. Not gonna pick up girls with an apron there, buddy.
ここってさ
This place,
魔女の
the witch's mansion, isn't it?
うちの学生寮だ
The
ったん
student
だ
dormitory for our school, huh? I got focused on the word student dormitory as if questioning their suitability as she gazed at the magnificent entrance. I was surprised too, to think that I had become the caretaker of the place that we used to sneak into when we were kids.
いいなあ私も住みたいかも
Nice! Might like it to like here too.
だってさ葵と一緒
If I were living here with you,
楽
Oi,
しいよね
it would definitely be fun. Why did you come here? I asked while guessing that perhaps she had come to invite me to walk to school with her. She is, after all, my #1 best friend.
おっとそう
Oh yeah, I came to ask Katori to come to school with me. I was wrong. Miss Alul?
ビューチーさん
Who's Miss Alul? No, it's nothing. Well, blushing due to the misunderstanding, I look back towards Kotori's room. Looks like she still hasn't woken up. Even if she gets down and takes her time eating breakfast, she can still make it with time to spare.
そっかじゃあ待たせてもらおっかな
I see. Alright, I'll wait here.
ごちそうさま
Thanks for the food. There's still some left.
うーん
Sorry, but I can't eat this much so early in the morning.
そんないっぱい食べれない
You're joking, right? I only gave you a little bit. Even people in sports clubs don't eat a huge bowl of Neapolitan pasta in the morning. Oh, yeah, I guess. Hedako ate the whole thing again this morning, though. How was the taste?
美味しかったよ
It was tasty. Really?
うん
Yeah, really. There was a lot of it, so I got tired of eating it halfway through. With good food, it tastes good no matter how much you eat.
あんたの味覚って昔
You've always had an
よね
unrefined palate, haven't you? Unrefined palate? The shock hit me like a lightning bolt. I hung my head in dismay.
なんでそんなショック
Why are you so shocked? The truth is, my god had really revealed the reason why since yesterday the boarders hadn't eaten my cooking properly. I thought I'd ask her opinion, which is why I made a guy eat some food and got her to eat it. It was made from leftover ingredients anyways.
朝から生姜
Eating things like pork fried with ginger,
果てしなく
Neapolitan pasta in the morning.
よね
Unlikely that girls would ever accept that kind of food.
もっとこう爽やかなのはないの
What about something more refreshing? You're gonna make pasta, why not try tomato sauce or Japanese style? Cooking for girls is so difficult. Boy or girl, we're all human. Tasty is tasty. That's what I believe. Just as seriously troubled by this, I heard the squeaking of turning wheels coming from the hallway. First Hat the duck came in the dining hall, then Kotori came in after him. The opposite of usual.
なんで私が
Why do I have to yawn? Tori rubbed her sleepy eyes and started preparing Hat's food. Something somehow looked as if the hungry Hat had woken her up.
さあ
There, eat your fill. Get nice and fat. Sooner or later, I'm gonna eat you.
私があんたを食べてかか
Quack! Not understanding her words, quacked happily as Kotori speaks to him and eats his food.
アヒルだ
The duck, how cute! Huh? Kotori notices that a guy is here and instantly opens up her eyes.
これコールダックだ
This
よ
is a pet duck, isn't
テ
it?
レビの
Seen one in a TV commercial. Is it yours, Kotori?
私の部屋に勝手に住み
He
着い
just
てるだけ
decides to live over. That's all.
あなた
Why are you here?
カバネさん
Tori has been off school for too long. I came to see how you are. You feel better now?
先生にで
The
も
teacher or someone asked you to do this, didn't they?
そういうんじゃない
No,
け
they
ど
didn't actually.
ね
Hey,
一緒
shall
に
we go to
学校
school
行かない
together?
誰があんたなんかと
Who'd want to go with you? Tori gave a hump. Made another one of those straight faces she's so good at.
でも
But if you take too much time off, you'll get behind in the lesson.
あなたには関係ないでしょ
I don't think it has anything to do with you.
うん
Well, that's
そうな
true.
んだ
You're
けど
right.
ね
I'm sorry.
誰も
Who said that I was taking a day off today? Huh?
勘違いしないで
Don't
ね
get the
あな
reason.
たに言われたから行くわけじゃ
Don't
ない
get the wrong idea. The reason I'm going isn't because you asked me to. Okay then. Alright, I'll wait for you.
誰があなた
I never said I was going with you. I'll go by myself.
私は一人で登校します
Tori said that with a straight face, then turned her wheelchair around. Just as she was about to leave, she stopped the wheelchair and turned
あ
around.
なたたち
You two,
知り合
you
い
know each other? Huh? Yeah, we're childhood friends.
うん
What a pair of idiots. Looks as if she had even more of a bad attitude this morning. However, she did say she was going to school. And that's 2 hours of story time. Hopefully, people watching enjoyed that. If not, well, nothing I can do.
ゲームを終了しますが
Channel
And
switched.
simulated traffic.
It is.
Welcome back, Ryan.
That was awkward.
What the fuck was up with the duck?
I don't know.
A few
Totally-
times I turned the sound on. It was hilarious.
All I know is the
Totally
girl
out
in the
of the way.
wheelchair just threatened to eat the duck.
What?
As she was feeding it, she told the duck to eat up and get really fat so she can eat it.
Nice. And the beauty of having a wheel for this, I can drink and drive.
Well, it sounds as though Wayne or Ed was enjoying watching that.